Duelists! Oh my god. Ah! Shoot. Master Duel. Update. New pack. Banlist going into effect. Let's get into it. I saw some stuff as I woke up on Twitter, and oh boy. Oh, we gotta do this for a second. Let's go. Okay. A lot to process here. First up, notifications. New accessories. Sick new field. Mutants. Okay, so story mode mutants. Sick. Therion King Regulus sleeves. Yup, we knew that guy was going to be in the new pack. Cool. Okay. New gates. This is going to say mutants. Yep, right, mutants. Okay, cool. All right, this is what we care about. Wait a minute. No. Wait. Okay. Okay, so this Singular Strike Overthrow was already a pack. It had Sky Striker and Math Mech. They're literally giving us cards that just came out in the TCG. This card is insane. This card is freaking nuts for Sky Striker. Of course it's UR. All right. That just came out. And then Math Mech Circular came out a bit like 6 months ago in the TCG, but it single-handedly made Math Mech a deck. And it's before where we are in the release cycle. Because I think this was from Power of the Elements, which we have not got to yet. Holy shoot. Alright, well, Math Mech is a real deck now, potentially. I don't know what these other cards are. Why are they all Ultras? Why are they all Ultra? Is this an Ultra too? That's a Super. What the hell? Alright, well, anyway. This, and something we'll talk about later, Sky Striker is going to be like a real deck again. Math Mech's probably going to be a real deck as well. Probably the best Cybers deck, because what? You have Marincess, which is like fine. You have Salamander Great, which is like fine. This is crazy. I do love that they're revamping these packs, giving us these other packs from old selection packs, like they did with the Albaz one, and they did with the like the Sword Soul one as well. Okay, here's the new pack. Oh, what am I saying? I can go to the store. I'm just gonna go to the store. Go to the store to have circular, whatever this is, linkage, and this card. Yeah, and this is Sky Striker and Math Mech. Okay, cool. We'll get to that in a sec. Heroic Warriors is the new selection pack. What's in it? Vendreads, we don't care. Heroic Champions. This guy, strictly OTKs. I still don't think this is going to be that great of a deck. You're going to rank 4 spam, but Heroic Champions have not really been a thing before. Although, technically, Rongo Miniad is a Heroic Champion. Like, are we just going to have, like, enough? No, because they already had all the Heroic Warrior, Heroic Champion stuff, yeah? Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. All right. Libromancers. This is pretty big. This is a smaller archetype in the TCG. Didn't do much, obviously, because we are about to. It seems that they have been pushing off for as long as possible, giving us Sprite and Tearlament in Master Duel, which I'm fine with. I don't want to engage in that yet. I feel like Master Duel is kind of at a good spot. There's a lot of decks that you can play that are viable, so I'm cool with that. Libromancers are cool. Their ritual support, there's not that many of them. There's like these two ritual monsters. There's this guy. There's one over here. It's a small archetype. There's like maybe 10 cards in it. But it's good ritual support. And it's kind of like an engine that you can tech into things. Now, the thing is, I don't see Illusion of Chaos, which I'm now buying into the conspiracy theory that they're just not going to give it to us, because I think the way the ban list is set up over here, giving us Illusion of Chaos, which it's a ritual monster, but it basically just has ritual support and like can search you things like Magician Souls, which can then search you other stuff. I don't know exactly the full lines, but basically it's super important to just being able to like tutor whatever the fuck you want. I don't think they're going to give it to us because it would make things like, I guess, like Drytron and like Spiral and stuff way too consistent, since they have other cards that are banned or limited in the TCG and the OCG. So there's that. Avenger support. This is the other important thing. The Therions. These are, one, just a good engine. So Therion Punk was like a deck in the TCG for a while, I believe. And also these are great to assist for, you have the Regulus, which is a negate, but this is great for something like the ABC, which we're going to talk about because they got some unlimits on the list, because they equip. Also, this is a machine and it needs to target machines. And then the, here we go. The plant one you can play in the plant deck. You know, Sun Avalon Rekka, which still is missing some support, but is getting close to its final form. Other than that, once again, don't love how there's legitimately 10 billion ultra rares. But yeah, so it's like Vendread, Libromancer, Therion, Heroic Champions. That's pretty much it, right? A bunch of these are reprints, like Slayer's a reprint, Manju's a reprint, some of the Vendread stuff is reprints. I think some of the... I wish they would show like what the new cards are. What are the... I think a lot of these are new cards, but I know probably about half of them are reprints. Anyway, this pack has some tech in it, some cool stuff. I'm glad that they're filling out the card pool, but I don't think that this particularly is going to super warp the metagame. I think a lot of decks are going to play a small Therion package. I think Libromancers, there might be a cool sort of hybrid Libromancer deck that you can do, but I don't think for the most part that this is going to warp the meta or really add any new crazy decks to the top tier. But speaking of the top tier and the meta and everything, well, let's look at this other stuff. Okay, so this is just a pack that basically has like all the cards that you would get from the story things, right? Yeah, okay, so this is just a bunch of cards that you would get either from the story, like some of them you couldn't get in packs, but this is just a way to like get them all without having to strictly craft them, which is cool. I appreciate them doing this. I wish they did that before I crafted like my Geargen X and my Master Diamonds and my all that sort of stuff, but you know, it is what it is, so that's cool. Okay, great. All right, so anyway, like I was saying, speaking of the ban list and the meta and stuff, let's talk about the ban list and how this is going to affect things. So I need to go back because they announced it a while ago, but I just didn't cover it because I wanted to wait for the new pack to show up. All right, so limiting cards. Block Dragon. Good. This card should have been limited a long time ago. Adamantipator was like basically one of like two strategies worth running in the first like third of Master Duel's lifespan, basically like the early winter or late winter into the spring. It has become very, very good again. It's not necessarily an oppressive deck. It just combos super hard, takes a long time, puts up a bunch of negates. Block Dragon is banned in the TCG, and I believe it's limited or banned in the OCG, so we like this. It just really removes a lot of that consistency from that deck. That deck will still be playable for sure, but it just won't have as high of a ceiling or as high of consistency. Supreme King Starving Venom Dragon. Good. This card also banned in the TCG, and I don't know what it is at in the OCG. Pendulum is like randomly really good now, I suppose, basically since the last Forbidden and Limited list, and we got the pack with like Beyond the Pendulum and stuff. This provides an FTK with the Lyrilisk Nightingale, because you can just make a couple of these, and then they have the burn. The Nightingale has the burn effect. You copy it with the Supreme King. If you only have one, then you don't have the FTK, or you at least have to go to combat and go second, which provides its own host of challenges, right? You have to play through interruptions and stuff. So putting it to one, I think, is a good card. Semi-limiting card. Semi-limiting Card of Demise and Pot of Duality. These are consistent use tools, draw spells. Obviously, Runic is kind of the I still don't know if it is definitively the best deck, but it is certainly the deck to beat. A lot of people are hating it. A lot of people are teching. I've seen so many freaking anti-spells and cosmic cyclones in the main deck, just as I've been playing other decks. It's crazy. So Card of Demise, really, I love Card of Demise, especially for like janky or rogue decks. But really, this should, I think it's at 1 in the TCG. It might even be banned, but I think it's at 1 in the TCG. I think this definitely could go to 1. Like, them being able to basically set 4 floodgates, or, you know, activate Fountain, set 4 floodgates, draw 3, and just keep going is pretty freaking dumb, frankly. Pot of Duality, I don't like this hit as much. I don't think a lot of the Runic decks were really playing Pot of Duality. I think they were playing, like, just Card of Demise and, like, maybe Prosperity. But I guess Pot of Duality is dying for their sins. Flu plays Pot of Duality, which is another hit to Flu, which frankly is a deck that I have not seen at all. I think it's still fine. Like, I think it's still acceptable. I think you can still be competitive with Flu, but obviously it's taken a few hits. But yeah, Pot of Duality. This also hits Dynamorphia, which I'm a little annoyed at because I love Dynamorphia. But yeah, just a lot, especially a lot of like back row decks, playing Pot of Duality. So hitting that down to 2. I don't know what the actual data was that they said we need to hit pot, but it is definitely a consistency hit. That one hurts. Card of Demise, I think, should go to 1. Aluber, branded, is arguably the best deck, or at least that's what people think is the best deck. I'm sure if people teched out and did like more crazy combos with like Spiral and like Adamancipator and stuff, I'm sure you could find something that's a little bit more crazy, but it's just the most, like, it's just got all these 1-card starters, of which Aluber is 1. So putting that to 2, they've really been hitting branded, and I know that the OCG hit the shit out of branded back when it was in its heyday over there. Like, I think they put branded fusion to 1. I think they put opening to 1. We have opening to 2, and now we have Aluber to 2. I still think the deck is going to be fine. Like, obviously, once again, not as consistent, but definitely taking a hit for sure. All right, what's coming back? Skystriker Ace Kagari. Why? Don't. They have linkage, engages at 2, and they have engages at 2, and they have linkage now. Why are we putting Kagari to 2? I hate this hit. I hate this unhit. Whatever, stop. I don't like Skystriker as a deck. I don't want to play against it. Cut the shit out. Divine Wind and Mist Valley, why is this even here? I don't know. Put it to 3. Spellbook of Judgment. Yeah, cool. We made the whole big deal about, like, oh shit, we're unbanning Spellbook, and like also TCG unbanned Spellbook, and I think OCG unbanned Spellbook to 1 as well. It literally didn't do anything. Put it to 2. Shit, put it to 3. Maybe Spellbook will be like a full power deck. It'll be actually be cool, but they had like the structure deck with it. They unbanned Spellbook of Judgment, and it's done nothing. So yeah, keep going. Predaplant. There was a bunch of Predaplant support in the last thing, and then people have also been kind of doing like Predaplant branded stuff. This gets you the, this basically just like special summons a Predaplant from the deck. I feel like normally it gets Offer Scorpio just because that can get you branded fusion or like Predaplant fusion. Yeah, fine, put it to 3. Like, why do we care? We're doing way better stuff than this thing. And then Spring King Dragon Dark Worm, this is a pen card. Once again, I personally, I don't know why this was limited. I'm assuming just part of some stupid pen strategy, but if we're limiting King Dragon Starving Venom, then we probably don't really need to worry about being able to continually spam the board with pendulum cards. Like, I feel like there's just other things that we can be doing. Let them eat a little bit. All right, and then we are completely unlimiting Wind Up Carriers and Meity. I already have a list ready. And ABC Dragon Buster. Yeah, ABC was not doing anything. Wind Up obviously wasn't. It was a deck. People were starting to catch on to Wind Up once they put it to 2. Now that they put it to 3, I think it's going to come around and actually show up, and I plan on doing a video on that as well. Dragon Buster, this is going to be big. Once again, they have Regulus now, the Therions, so that's going to help with that. And I think ABC's is at full power. I don't think anything is hit now that Dragon Buster is to 3. So I still don't think it's going to be a really like a real deck, but it will be there for people who want to play it. I think it'll be competent enough. Tier 1, still Runic, branded, Sword Soul. Tier 2, probably Adamancipator. I think Drytron is still a really good deck. I haven't seen anyone playing it, but now we have some new ritual support, so like, go do your thing. and what? And then probably like some. Oh, and then Sky Striker. I think Sky Striker is going to be tier 2, probably, maybe tier 1. So, anyway, Master Duel update, Banlist, new pack. That's my thoughts on what's going on. I'm going to be building Wind Up. I'm probably not going to be building anything else from this pack, which is nice because I've now got a mild backlog of things that I want to go and build. But really, I think we are still just waiting and waiting and waiting for the nuclear bomb that is going to be T Elements and Sprite. And oh boy, is that going to be a lot of ultra rares. See ya.